And a pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to McConnell Field for some non-conference baseball action on a Wednesday evening. It is a beautiful night for baseball as the sun starts to set here at the Penland Sports Complex at Macon Middle School. I'm George Young alongside Ryan Haley and our fantastic FPSN crew, as it is the Christ School Greenies coming over from Asheville to take on the Franklin Panthers in a rare non-conference baseball game. A number of the non-conference games have been canceled this year. Had a game against Hayesville, a couple of games against Hayesville canceled, a couple of games against Rabun County that were canceled. They're going to get this one in tonight, as there's just 2 games left after tonight in the regular season. The 2 head coaches are meeting, you see on screen. And here's a look at the schedule, as it's been a while since we have broadcasted a ball game here on FPSN. On the baseball side, it was against Smoky Mountain, and it was a partial game as we had some internet connectivity issues. 7-6 overall are the Panthers, 6-4 in the Mountain 7 Conference. You see all the ball games that were canceled there. Smoky Mountain and West Henderson, the final 2 games here in the 2022 campaign. That game on Friday night at Smoky Mountain actually going to be in Cullowhee at Western Carolina University. They're going to play that one on Western's field. And then senior night is next Tuesday against West Henderson, and we'll have that ball game right here on FPSN for senior night. And then the playoffs begin on May the 10th. And right now the playoff hopes are dwindling for the Panthers. They need to win out and need some teams above them, Tuscola to be exact, to lose to have a shot at the 3A playoffs. Welcome in Ryan Haley. It's been a while, Ryan, and it's good to be back with you.
It's been a very long time. I almost forgot what baseball looks like and the field looks like, and George, it's really good to see you. I'm so excited just to look at you.
Well,
makes me happy.
I'm a little concerned about that. Anyway, all right, it's time for the starting lineups, the introduction of both teams, and we'll have the playing of the national anthem. Here's our public address announcer, Byron McClure.
And your Franklin Panthers. Starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the Greenies. At shortstop, number 11, Johnny Pierce. Your second baseman, number 5, Brady Raleigh. In center field, number 6, Jacob Iwanek. At first base, number 4, Chase Gribble. Third baseman, number 8, Webb Hughes. DHing tonight for the Greenies, number 23, Luca Rose. Your right fielder, number 21, Sam White. Left fielder, number 7, Matthew Hamill. Catching tonight, number 9, Jack Young. And on the mound for the Greenies, number 22, Ethan Rose. Subs for the Greenies include Matt Kimmel, Jackson Ogren, Parker Davis, Reese Ballard, and Jake Gravely. And now the starting lineup for your Franklin Panthers. In center field, number 2, Christopher McGuire. Shortstop, number 20, Ian Knepp. The catcher, number 18, Nick Sanders. Third baseman, number 8, Dawson Green. At second base, it's number 4, Ashton White. On the mound for the Panthers, number 6, Braxton Myra Knippel. In left field, number 7, Kellen Stiles. At first base, number 5, Bradley Stiles. And in right field, number 27, Miles McClure. Subs for the Panthers include Tyler Williams, Daniel Inslee, Davis Sanders, Caleb Clore, Dawson Plouffe, Malachi Hayes. The Panthers are coached by head coach Jared Greenwood. Also Kevin Kay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would stand with me, if you're able, remove your headgear, direct your attention to left field and our nation's flag for the playing of our national anthem.
Both teams have been introduced, and we're just about set for the first pitch tonight at McConnell Field. Let's run through the batting lineup for the Christ School Greenies. Asheville, North Carolina, come in with a 7-11 overall mark, and they are 3-1 in the Carolinas Athletic Association. They play on the 4A side of the Independent Schools Athletic Association in North Carolina. It's going to be Jono Pierce that will lead things off. Brady Raleigh and Jacob Iwanek will be the battery to begin this ball game for the Christ School Greenies under head coach Wesley King. On the mound for Coach Jared Greenwood is Braxton Myron Knipple. He has an 0-2 mark in 3 games, 10 ERA, just 4 innings pitched. And you're going to see a different lineup than you've seen throughout the 2022 campaign for Coach Jared Greenwood, starting pretty much all seniors in this one, except for the shortstop. And we'll run through the batting lineup for the Panthers in the bottom half of this inning. Giving the seniors a treat, as this is the second and final home game and a non-conference game. Not as much on the line as there will be in the game Friday and then the game on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, talking to Coach Greenwood yesterday, his group of seniors wasn't sure about coming into the year how they'll react by, taking a seat a little bit and cheering on their team. But they had all great attitudes this season, and he's going to reward them right now with a good home game versus a very good team here.
These two teams met the first game of the year for the Panthers in a 13-0 final over in Asheville. It's going to be Jono Pierce to lead things off, and Pierce will take low for ball one, and we are underway at McConnell Field.
Yeah, it's good to see Braxton back on the mound again. Pretty high hopes coming into the season.
1-0, that one misses.
Just kind of struggled trying to find his groove and get himself set up, but, he does have good stuff. He throws strikes, good curveball.
2-0, sent foul. Defensively for the Panthers, we talked about a different lineup. The catcher tonight is Nick Sanders. Over at first, it's Bradley Stiles. Ashton White is at second. Ian Knepp is at short. He's the only underclassman. Dawson Green at third. Sent foul down the third baseline. Evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And in the outfield, in left field, it's Kellen Stiles. Chris McGuire in center and Miles McClure in right. for the Panthers defensively.
Still a pretty good lineup, though, George. I mean, you have, just a couple changes. You got Dawson Green in the lineup and Nick Sanders catching. They're pretty, well-rounded, good athletes, and hopefully they'll have a good game today.
2-2. Slow roller. Knapp. Fields to first. He is safe as taking a tumble as Pierce kicks up a bunch of dust, but I think he's going to be okay as that was a one-hopper to Bradley Stiles. That'll be an error.
Yeah, that was a slow roller.
Okay.
Neb came up pretty hard, made a really good fielding play, had to do it on the run, and that was tough, but he did an outstanding job making that play.
Think it's a hit?
I think it's a hit, yes.
All right, we'll give John O. Pierce leadoff single.
Especially with him doing a barrel roll past first base.
To the backstop it goes. Brady Raleigh at the plate.
That's a big name there. We should know around here in West North Carolina. His older big brother, Cal's up in the majors with Seattle. And his dad was a longtime head coach of Western and Tennessee.
0-1. That one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. And actually, Todd Raleigh, his father, is in the house tonight. He's a volunteer coach for Christ School. Saw him before tonight's action. That one's in the dirt.
Yeah, one thing about Todd, he's gonna coach his kids to be tough, make smart decisions, be grinders, and with Wesley King as a head coach, who's an outstanding coach. I'll talk about him a little bit more later on. It's a pretty good coaching staff here.
The 3-0 misses, ball 4. 4 straight to Raleigh. That'll be the first walk issued by Braxton Myra-Knipple. That's going to bring to the plate Jacob Awanek, the center fielder, stands into the right-handed batter's box.
Yeah, I think Braxton just needs to settle down. I mean, he hasn't been on the bump in a while. Just trying to get the butterflies out, just kind of cut it loose a little bit. But just be aggressive with his pitches will be a good thing.
And there for a strike. 0-1 the count.
And that's a good pitch because usually a hitter coming up in the 3 spot with nobody out and 2 on, probably looking dead red fastball, and he threw a nice curveball to kind of get him off speed a little bit.
The 0-1. Squares around, bunts it down the first base line, but it's going to be a foul ball. And just a loud strike. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, that was a pretty good push bunt there to first base. You kind of want that to happen to get the runners over, so there's really no good throw to be made. But now this is where Braxton's got to be careful. He's ahead of the count 0-2. Nothing too fine. It's still your 3 hitter with runner in scoring position.
Iwanek now a throw to second and a acrobatic catch by Knapp to keep it from going into center field. Everybody's safe on the base pads.
Yeah, like a daylight play. Trying to put a pick on with the shortstop.
That one's in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That was a nice block by Nick to keep the runners at bay, second and first base. Kept it out in front. I'd like to see him throw this ball out the zone to see if he can get him to chase.
1-2 is a little low.
That was a good pitch, but a little bit too low there.
Two. That one's high. I may have misspoke a while ago when I said that Brady Raleigh's dad, it's actually his uncle, is Todd Raleigh.
Yes.
3-2 in the dirt, ball 4. Bases are loaded now.
So we got a familiar hitter coming up, Chase Gribble. He was a Franklin Panther last year. It was a difficult season for our team. He just came every day. Worked hard every day, kept it professional. So these are he's a hitter that they have experience of seeing every day.
So Gribble going to stand in. He is the cleanup hitter in tonight's lineup. gets away from the catcher, and that's going to be the first run here in the top half of the first inning. Everybody advances.
Yeah, Nick got a little bit kind of a little bit lazy back there, just a little bit. You know, you got to run on third base. You got to really get down, you know, and block the ball and keep it out on his chest out front. And you know, you just try to pick it with your glove, and really can't do that.
Gribble waits. The 1-0. Sent in the air into left field. And it is drifting out of here. 3-run homer for the former Panther, Chase Gribble.
That was a dead red fastball. He was just sitting on it. You know, you get behind the count as Braxton did, and you know you have a hitter who's experienced, he's well coached. You know, he knows the strike zone very well, and I mean he just jumped all over that. I remember telling you at the beginning of the year the best pitch in baseball is the first pitch strike because it keeps the hitter really thinking up there.
Webb Hughes stands in, and he sends it down the first base line, and that's going to reach the out-of-bounds area.
I know there's a large group of fans that is connected to the Christ School program here who's probably listening on or looking on from all over the country. We'll talk about them in a bit.
The 0-1 sent into left field for a base hit under the glove of Dawson Green at third. That's the third hit off of Braxton Meyer-Knipple. Still nobody out. Going to bring the DH, Luca Rose, to the plate.
Still have nobody out. Got a runner on. You got a lefty move here. I know Todd Raleigh's brother Matt's looking on here.
The 0-1. He was it up at a ball and a strike.
I was also told that Bob Bennett, who helps him coach high school baseball, is the catching coordinator for his team, is looking on too.
And therefore a strike, ball, 2 strikes now.
I think if I'm told that correctly, also Scotty Rush is looking on. He's director of baseball operations for Matt Raleigh.
Swung on and missed for the first out.
Right fielder.
I know all these guys are connected to Jeff Graham. He's a Hall of Fame baseball coach at Franklin High School, who's here in attendance also. Kind of talking to his old players from the previous game that we had for the middle school, but it's good to see all these guys.
That one's in the dirt. Sam White at the plate, takes a ball. 1 out, runner at first for the Greenies. Sam White, the right fielder. Waits the 1-0. Runner takes off. Throw down. Good throw, and he got under the tag. At Webb Hughes.
Now, that was tough for Braxton for the fact that, you know, he kept just, you know, giving the same look going home, giving the same look going home. And, you know, one thing we try to teach our pitchers is to vary your looks, you know, go longer, you know, do a slide step. And that was a good timing by the runner. And I know Braxton's a little frustrated, but it's got to kind of be on him for that one. You know, you got to hold the runner there, especially with a 4-run, you know, deficit. They keep these runs at bay here.
1-1. Bounces away from Sanders. Going to throw down to third. And under the tag once again is Webb Hughes. The 5th run just 90 feet away.
Yeah.
2-1 the count as that was a ball at the plate to Sam White.
George, I bet some fans are probably wondering why we're going with this kind of starting lineup.
2-1. Bounces away, but they're going to keep the runner at third. 3-1 the count.
When we're talking about playoffs, which, you know, we are actually sort of in good shape in the playoffs. You know, one thing that the state has done differently in the last year or two is they're not really basing playoff making the playoffs by your winning record or your winning percentage, but by your RPI, by your strength of schedule. And one of the things about us is, we're in the playoff hunt right now.
Time called.
I think Max Preps has this at a 24 seed, which 32 teams make the playoffs out of the west side.
A 3-1. That'll be ball 4.
And how unusual that is, there are teams from the east side and the west side who are so far in the playoff hunt that have losing records, while there's teams with winning records not in the playoff hunt. And I'll give you here an example in a second as this hitter comes on with first and third situation and 1 out.
Matthew Hamill will stand in, the left fielder. Left-handed batter. Taps it to first. What the heck? Throw to first, and I was watching our screen, and that was dizzying there. We did get the runner at second.
Yeah, he was pretty close to the bag there. Probably, what Bradley should have done is field it, step on first, and yell tag as he threw the ball down to short. But practice your train just to flip your hips and make a good throw, and that's okay. We got an out. That's good.
Run comes home to score. 2 gone in the inning. That's just a straight bunt. Hughes going to pick it up, throw to Sanders, going to pick it up, throw to first, and he'll make the play for the final out. 5 runs come across here in the top half of the first inning. Panthers due up in the home half of the first after this.
We're coming for everyone this year.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panthers football.
Yes, complete.
But it's good to just go out there and win.
Planning a kitchen or bathroom remodel? The first call you need to make is to Anders Custom Woodworking. Tim Anders specializes in custom cabinetry and granite countertops for kitchens, bathrooms, offices, and entertainment centers. From the large kitchens to the smallest bathrooms, Anders Custom Woodworking will make sure your specific needs are met. Give Tim Anders a call at 828-342-4222 for a free estimate today.
Shauna Thun Lamb and family would like to wish all the best to the Panther teams competing this spring. The mother of an FHS student and a graduate of Franklin High, Shauna has been working almost 22 years for the Clerk of Court's office. On May 17th, vote Lamb for Macon County Clerk of Court.
Welcome back, fans. Home half of the first. Panthers in a hole, 5-0. Here's the lineup for the Panthers. Coach Jared Greenwood. As we mentioned, a different lineup tonight. It's going to be Christopher McGuire to lead things off. Ian Knepp and Nick Sanders due up here in the bottom half of the first inning. Green, White, Arcanipple, Stiles, and McClure.
Yeah, I do want to make a correction, George. I accidentally mentioned Brody Raleigh as being the son of Todd. That's not obviously it's not the case because it's Matt's son. But anyhow, it's a strong family, big baseball background, outstanding coaches, played at Western. No, it's a very strong lineage of the Raleigh family.
Here in the first, it's the center fielder, number 2.
Leading things off, it's going to be Chris McGuire. Ethan Rose on the mound for Christ School. Don't have any stats on him. They didn't publish those on Max Prep, many of the stats, I think 3 or 4 games. So not going to throw those up, but he is the pitcher for Coach Wesley King. As he kicks and fires, we are underway in the home half of the first. And that one's in there for a strike.
Yeah, I've noticed Chris McGuire is actually – his bat's heated up in the last few weeks. He started off really slow in the season.
0-1. Just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But he's seeing it very well. This pitcher, he's a very compact thrower. Throws very nice. A little bit across the body. Throws hard.
That one misses. Around the infield for the Greenies, it's Webb Hughes at third. Jono Pierce at short. Raleigh at second and Gribble at first. 2-1. Pops the mid outside for ball 3.
Yeah, his arm's like he's got a loose arm. That's what we call, looks like it's an easy motion, but it kind of flies out of his hand pretty strong. And this is the type of pitcher he is.
Caught the zone. Back McGuire off. Runs at full 3-2.
I see Chris has made some adjustments in the swing.
Payoff. Ball 4. Leadoff walk for Christopher McGuire. That'll bring the shortstop Ian Knepp to the plate.
Probably one of the biggest changes for Coach Greenwood was bringing Ian Knepp up from JVs, which, he was a kid who was pretty much varsity ready, but he had a very veteran team. But again, this is an outstanding young player. He's up in the lineup. He's playing with a lot of confidence, hitting the ball hard, looking smooth in the field.
Swung on and missed. McGuire hanging off the bag. Now going to head back to first. Dives in safely. Picks up a bunch of dust.
Yeah. So in the old days, we used to have water at the field when I used to coach, and we had a spigot pretty much behind the mound.
Yeah.
But we have a pump problem. And
that's the issue. Okay, I wondered.
Yeah. With this whole COVID supply chain, we've ordered a pump about 9 months ago, and we're still waiting to get it and have it installed. And now we like Pigpen out there.
Yeah, I wondered because I'm doing these games for a long time, and it usually is the case between games.